Beneath the overworld lies a shattered realm, a place integral to the functioning of reality as we know it, now left as a shadow of its true self. Here, fragments of its former denizens shamble through their raised fortresses, remnants of powerful magic lingering in the wafer-thin fabric of existence. A once great civilization clinging to the edge of reality, now reduced to crumbling ruins, and all because a doorway was opened, but should have forever stayed shut. Gods had begun. Humanity had all players deep and challenging, different is less likely to get me horribly Below the world as we know it, stretching out to the far lands and beyond, lies a whole other reality. The foundation of the Overworld, a dimensional canvas on which the whole of existence is painted, the Nether. Here, space and time are condensed to such an extent that great distances in the Overworld can be traversed in mere steps. The Nether is no abyss, however, devoid of land or air, but a realm of elemental fire, the forge from which the world was crafted. Within, its creatures, not unlike those that would one day be found in the Overworld, emerged from the primordial flames. They saw the barren land before them, replete with molten rock and flames, which burned across vast fields of netherrack. Some called the material bloodstone, and claimed that it was alive, that the Nether was one large organism, and that this is where they had emerged from, not the flame after all. There was nothing else here, and they had to do what they could, despite the objections of a vocal few. Even with some claiming that they were torturing the greater organism. In time, the raw netherrack would be refined into robust building material. With this nether brick, they were able to construct large and imposing bridges that spanned the burning vistas, converging at points into hubs that grew and became the center of their society. These were the Nether fortresses. What more was there though? What else could be done in this limited reality? The people of the Nether turned to experimentation, investigating in excruciating detail every facet of their existence, soon becoming masters over the world, and eventually the weavers of life. From the netherrack and flame they were able to birth flying monstrosities that some insisted were portions of the greater Nether being's soul. They believed that where the weavers had willingly left the greater whole, these new creatures were unwillingly ripped away, becoming restless ghasts with no other purpose than to merely exist. In time it would be discovered that the fabric of reality itself could be manipulated, and the weavers set to forming a better world for themselves, one where there was infinite variety, and they could break free of their monotonous existence. They experimented with their new reality warping techniques, and managed to create vegetation, something that had never occurred in the Nether before. The Netherwart was twisted though, and had taken on the properties of the world in which it was created, ending up no different to anything else in the Nether. Still, it was progress, and the weavers were not deterred. In order to achieve something truly unique, they would have to simply warp the thin fabric of being even more, only this ended up being too much. As that thin fabric tore, the weavers saw a glimpse of what they had created before the rifts sealed, leaving them in their own world that they knew all too well. It had been a lush world with colours the weavers had never seen before, blues and greens and places beyond anything they could have ever imagined. It seemed like a place that different was entirely incompatible with the Nether, and their experiments had inadvertently created a pocket dimension atop their own. Little had they realised that this new dimension was already expanding, and would continue to do so for an eternity, until it would literally tear itself apart. Again, the weavers were not put off. In a way, they had succeeded. They had created their perfect world. They just needed to get to it now. For an age, they tried everything they could to reach their paradise, but for all their reality-twisting skills, this was beyond them. It was cosmic irony then that they had exactly what they needed to create a portal, bar one key component. They had lava and fire in abundance, but water, the lone ingredient that would complete the portal, was a concept completely alien to the Nether. While the weavers' experiments progressed, the Overworld saw an emergence of life of its very own, a whole array of creatures in shapes and sizes unthought of previously. As they developed, the intelligence of the creatures grew exponentially. Whereas the weavers had all but stagnated in a world devoid of stimulation, the Overworld had flourished, and soon a being of such intelligence as to rival the weavers would arise. They would quickly build their very own civilization, becoming builders and weavers themselves. They would harness the power of the world they had been given, but just like the beings who had indirectly created them, this reality was not enough. Even with the vast variety of luxuries and freedom they had been granted, they wanted more. It was only a matter of time before the inhabitants of the Overworld stumbled upon the arrangement of resources needed to open a Nether portal. For all the Weaver's failed attempts at reaching their new Eden, it turned out that all they ever had to do was wait, for the Overworld would soon come to them. Only it wouldn't bring the prosperity they had so longed for. Rather, it would bring death and devastation on both sides that had never and would never be heard of again. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did want to support the channel, then please consider subscribing and hit that bell so that YouTube might possibly inform you when a new video comes out. If you want to go that bit further, please feel free to support the channel on Patreon or go and buy some merchandise on Spreadshirt and Teespring. Links are all down in the description. Other than that, have a great day and I'll see you next time.